Hello everybody, Tarek37 here, and welcome back to the Alien RPG that I'm doing for Halloween. This should be coming out on Halloween. Uh, this'll this should end on Halloween. I don't know how, but we'll figure that out. I don't know how long this episode's gonna be, because it all depends on how long it takes us to get out. So, you might have noticed on the screen a couple new things. This is I did finally get the official Foundry module for Alien, which adds a bunch of basically it adds in all the stuff that I had to add in myself before. Um, so the aliens in here now, the actual drone stage 4 xenomorph that I was using, I've added it in and just put tacked on the damage that was done by the synths. Um, I'm going to keep the Colonial Marshal here because I already had that picked a thing for him. And then the mercenary soldier is the convict. I think that I decided was working with the uh, Colonial Marshal. Basically, they've decided that right now whatever's happening is um, big enough that they need to work together. And I'm guessing this is kind of where I figured the hangar bay is, or landing pad or whatever. So they need to. So here's what I'm thinking. There is a ship here, which actually, let me see. I don't know what any of these mean. Because I have not gotten far in any of these, far enough in any game to actually know how the hell. Ooh, I like the image of this though. I don't know what this is for though. Well, originally advertised in freight. Like the G have more. Its freighter configuration, the Bison carries its cargo in large internal cargo bays. So here is what I'm guessing. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how. I'm trying to figure out. Okay, it needs a crew of 7, so I don't think that's a good one to have. Also a crew of 7. I'm guessing all the CMs are crews of 7. It's a crew of 6. I'm trying to find one that, in theory, a group of 2 or 3 people could. That's definitely not a Star Cub shuttle. A crew of 1. That might make the most sense. On the front dash space tier, Sutton uses auxiliary craft on freighters. The later Starcub models carry 3 aboard. In addition to her main engines, the Starcub is equipped with unidirectional thrusters that allow for equal forward and reverse acceleration. Has a maximum range of 13 parsecs before refueling becomes necessary. Okay. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to say it is this shuttle, which doesn't have but we really need a crew of 1. I think that makes the most sense. I'm going to put that here. Star Cub shuttle. Oh, I need you to not have vision there, buddy. But that's okay. Also, I just made a camera actor. Its only purpose is for Vic to. Alright, copy. Put that there. Let me duplicate this one. Copy. And duplicate this one. I think that one goes here. Okay. And then how this works is I go to this tab here, go to the terminal, this tile, go to the terminal, I go to observe actor, and then you have to click on. Oh, does it? only do one at a time. I hope not. I hope there's more than one. Alright, we're gonna find out. So, the random event that happened was move away from a thread, assist legal matters. So, I'm guessing the assisting in legal matters has to do with uh, the marshal and the convict. So, Vic here. Dang it. Control granted. Yes. Okay. Huh. I don't know, I don't think it's as helpful as I thought it was going to be. Again, some of this is probably because I'm playing solo, so the expectation is for, oh, you're in like if I was in control of, if I was just a player and the GM had like, and I was hacking into this and going into that camera, that would probably be more helpful. But I think because I'm a GM, it is not as helpful. But I still think it's cool to show off because hey, maybe you have Foundry and you're gonna run it for a group of people, and if it's sci-fi, then this will be perfect. This might be perfect for what you're gonna do. Alright, so he's going to control this camera, actually, and see the marshal and the soldier, I'm guessing, having a bit of a argument. They might have agreed to escape, but now they might be having some disagreements on how to escape. I'm guessing they've hit a bit of a snag because the shuttle is no longer, the shuttle isn't working. Something, they either need a key, like a password, or they need a key card or something. Um, and Vic is like desperately looking through the cameras, trying to find anybody to help him, and sees these two arguing. And I'm guessing, hold on. Now would be a good time for a fake question. Does this terminal give access to an intercom? I'm going to leave it at a 50, at a unsure, the 50-50, even though it's not 50-50. Okay, yes. Alright. So Vic is going to get on the intercom and say, hello? Can you all hear me? And I'm going to say the marshal and the, needs to be at the, kind of needs to have his, health. Kind of stop arguing for a second. I'm trying to remember. I have seen the original Alien, and I saw Alien Romulus, I want to say. I think it's Romulus. And I think... I don't really know if the cameras, like, also had microphones. I think, given the, like... I don't remember there being sound on the, like, video feeds, which I think makes sense because it's a horror thing, and that adds to the horror of you can see it, but you can't hear what's going on. So they kind of look around at the intercom and probably look at the camera. And they're gonna, Vic is gonna say, I'm trapped in the console room. Can you come get me? And I think, honestly, I'm not gonna roll for this. The xenomorph is... Oh. Actually, this is a very important fake question. Is there only one xenomorph? I'm gonna put this one as just unlikely. We'll see how. Oh no. The answer is yes. There is more than one xenomorph. And a random event is happening. Introduce a new NPC. Debase power. Okay. So we're getting a new one. Debase power. Let me see. This corporate killer has. I don't know. Corporate killer might be that, or I will just go with corporate killer just for sake of ease. And alright, next. They're presumably kind of hiding near the shuttle. Um, Maybe they were going to be attacking the marshal or the convict or both. But just for. So this one, I'm going to say this drone has probably heard something on the intercom and is heading towards it. This has probably moved at least to this door. Probably found a vent and is starting to crawl around in the vents. But there is another drone, I'm guessing. Is it a drone? Maybe a scout? Yeah, let's do a scout. Have a bit of variety. I'm say it's going to probably pop out here. And we're going to have ourselves combat. Nope, not that. Go. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to toggle combat state. So we should have these. Alright. Alright, and let me duplicate combatant. Now, I think that's how it works. There we go. Alright. So this is potentially good news. Alright, the corporate killer, I'm going to say, is going to see the xenomorph. Dang, their vision codes are awful. And he's going to take a shot with his RMAT M42A scope rifle. Let's see here. Sorry, I think it's been a couple weeks, so I'm kind of not. I think I've kind of just forgotten how this works. I know there's a fast action and slow action, but I can't remember which is which, and it's not helping that for some reason I can't just click the I can't just click the weapon to trigger the attack, which is a bit odd to me. Okay, so for slow action, it's going to shoot a firearm, ranged combat, and target that xenomorph. And can I? Is there anything I can do here? Oh, okay. Decided to make it active. All right. Let's see. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. Uh, Yeah, I'm gonna push that roll, because that was stupid. Cool. Total of 5 successes. My gosh, that was... Oh my gosh. Ranged combat. Let's see, where was the aiming one? Aiming. If you take your time to aim carefully. Aiming is a fast action. I'm gonna say that's what he did. +2 to the attack roll. Well, 2 dice. Let's just see if that adds anything. Alright, it didn't. But total of 5 successes. So that means, let's see, damage. Stun multiple times, you roll several. If you pin on your enemy, present yourself. I think just going to try to do damage. So that is 5 successes. So that means a total of 1 success to hit, 4 more to do 4 more damage. So that is 6 damage. So that is 6 damage versus this Xenomorph's armor of 2, so that is 4 damage. Yeah, he's not looking. He's in a bad, bad shape. Um, lets out that signature alien kind of screech when it gets hit. So that is the fast action and the slow action done. Now let me actually begin combat. Alright, next up is the mercenary soldier, who I'm going to say has somehow gotten a hold of whatever weapon. I'm going to say probably not a pulse rifle, but probably a service pistol. I think makes more sense for him to have gotten a hold of, and a knife, high beam flashlight. I'll say a med kit. That makes sense. I'd say that makes sense. And yeah, he's gonna fire that. Are you kidding me with this? You had 9 dice. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, you had 9 dice and then you had 10 dice, and you failed on both. He's holding on, but he's not doing too hot. Alright, the Colonial Marshal has M4A3 pistol. You know what? I think he's probably going to be using the shotgun. Maybe. Actually, hold on, let me. No, I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to say he's going to use his pistol, actually, because he's probably seen enough. He's seen range. Okay, the Marshal is the only one who's able to actually hit this darn thing. So that is 4 damage. Let's see. 4 damage reduced by 3 to the 1. It's the acid splash. Inflicted on the Xeno in this one, 1. Not 10, 1. Rolling acid splash. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's a bit much for now. But Mr. Xenomorph is dead. And I think they're both. I'm going to end combat here for a second. However, this guy is still on the loose. And is probably somewhere on the way, and has probably been booking it because it has definitely heard the sounds of gunfire. Which means only one thing: food. So, Um, on the monitor, Vic is probably really happy he's not there because there isn't any sound because eardrums would probably be gone. Um, and I think the marshal is going to look at the corporate killer and ask, "Who the hell are you, and what are you doing here?" It's a good question. Ask this is well. Before we do that, let's actually. I can just roll for the character's motivation, and we'll see what is this character's motivation right now. Strange friend. Okay, strange friend. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Whoever this corporate killer is, they're actually a friend of the convict, and they're probably going to be looking at the marshal, probably still holding and say, "Kindly holster your weapon, officer." And I need to roll names. All right. Uh, I'll call her the assassin. Assassin's name is Sarah. Yes, that's what the xenomorph says. Um, Let me roll for the convict's name. Na. Alright, convict's name. Namen. Namain. Convict's name. His name is Namain, and the marshal's name is. Korik. Okay. So we'll change the name to Korik. You are Sarah. You're Namain. Oh yeah, I need to mark as NPC. There we go. Namain. Right, and let me check something real quick. I hope that they didn't do what I think they did. Dang it, they did. Okay. So, I will say one issue with the Alien RPG um, module is that instead of using compendiums, they used like actual like items, which means that if you make adjustments to those items here, as you can see, Namain is supposed to be the mercenary, Sarah is supposed to be the corporate killer, and now it's changed. So I will need to make. I don't know how to make that adjustment myself, but anyway, I'm gonna try not to get too bothered by it right now. I think Vic over the intercom is going to say, "Please, can somebody come get me? There's still monsters out, and two androids died trying to get me out of here, and I I'm locked in the uh I'm locked in the security room and I don't want to leave without help. Oh, maybe that's okay. Instead of something being wrong with the shuttle, like they can operate the shuttle. The problem is that maybe one of the xenomorphs in an earlier rampage had destroyed the controls to open the um, the landing pad. Like there's like a cover. Maybe there are like storms on this planet that can potentially damage ships, and so to help protect them, there is like a retractable roof kind of thing. Um, but there is another way to do that through the security room. And before this argument gets too much farther, um, I think the marshal's going to be one to point this out and say, "Wait a minute! If that kid is in the security room, they potentially have control over the. There's a backup control where they can retract the roof. If we go over there and get the kid out of there, we can also open the roof, and we can all get the hell out of here before we get eaten by whatever the hell's eating us." And for the sake of keeping this moving along, I think they're all going to agree that it makes sense to do that. So, I think next. So I think now. I think they've all agreed it is best to stay together because these things can. Uh, because these things are dangerous and can pick them off one by one. So it's better if everyone sticks together. So they're all going to move out, and I'm going to have them roll their where is it? Their mobility checks to try to stay hidden. Okay, Namain, he knows how to stay hidden. Does the Marine know how to stay hidden? Or not Marine, the Marshal know how to stay hidden? That's one. It's a success, so technically yes. And now for you. Ooh. Keeping it together. Keeping it together. Got two successes. Alright, so they're able to stay pretty well hidden. Let me see, speed, mobility. Liberal observation and see. Okay, one success, which I think means sees. I think it was the Marshal. Oh, I really should have put a door. Uh-oh. We'll say there is one over here. Um, actually, okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move these guys in here. And I'm going to say that the xenomorph pops out of a vent. It does notice them. I'm going to have it roll mobility. Only one success. Okay. So each of these people are going to be rolling observation. Yep, Namain definitely notices. Of course, Korik doesn't. Alright. Sarah and Namain both notice. So, That means make sure all of them are selected. Good. And I'm going to duplicate combatant. Ooh, bad luck for the... So the Xenomorph, I think Xenomorph is going to go after Namain first, because Namain's the closest from where I decided the Xenomorph was going to be. It's going to move real quick. I believe that is a fast action to move. Move through door hatch. Item. Da, da, da. Crawling is a slow action. I think, yeah, no. I think they can just make it over there. And attack roll. Let's see, what is it? Attack roll. Ready to kill. Xenomorph grabs the victim and roll for the attack with 10 base dice. If it hits, the victim counts as grabbed. I didn't... Oh, okay, cool. So that, yeah, it hits. Or wait, yeah. It hits. The victim and all friendly characters in the same zone must make panic rolls. Unless the victim breaks free, the Xenomorph will use a headbutt attack against them on its next initiative. So you need to roll... let's see. Where is it? Uh-oh. Panic. And that means stress level goes up by 1. Stress level goes up by 1. And you need to roll. Your stress level and the stress... Uh-oh. So that means yours goes up by 1. Yours goes up by 1. I need to roll stress for you. Alright. Keeping it together. Oh boy. Yeah, this is not going too well for these guys. Oh, I forgot to be in combat. The Marshal is surprised. And ranged combat. I'm just gonna have it roll. Alright, that is a hit. Damage with the 1 damage versus the Xenomorph's armor of 8. Yeah, no damage is done. That was his slow action, I believe. So now his fast action is going to be trying to get away. Well, no. He's not panicking, so I don't think he's going to try to get away just yet. But he's going to back up, try to get a better thing. And unfortunately, that means it's the drone's turn. The attack has a strength of 9 base dice. Which looks like that was a 1. Damage 2. If it causes any damage, it automatically inflicts critical injury number 64, killing the victim in 1 dreadful blow. Yeah. Okay. So Namain just died. Is there anything special in the killer one? Yeah. Yeah, she just died. Oh boy. Well, goodbye, Namain. Um, Panicked, yeah. Actually, let me check and see. Does a character death cause see stress and panic? Put a skill roll. Suffer one or more points of damage. Go without losing water. Grow off as use analysis. New android you encounter. Eh. Technically, no. That won't cause. And let me check the panicked. Come on, where is it? Where is the panicked? Uh. Um. Okay, I'm not seeing it on the moment. All right, that's okay. Um, I think Sarah is going to try to really mess this thing up. Oh no. More panic has increased by 1 step to level 8. Start to tremble uncontrollably. All skill rolls using agility suffer a -2. Oh, take panic stops. But, that's 3 damage against this thing. So that's 3 damage. Let's see if the armor reduces it by any amount. Okay. It is down to 2. So there is definitely damage inflicted on the Xeno. 2. And we'll roll and see what happens. Oh dear. How far away does the acid splash? On its attacker, anyone within engaged range. Okay, so just the acid is just going to splash on Namain. So Namain's body's dissolving. Yeah. Um, and that was probably the slow action, fast action. She's panicked. She's probably going to be heading this way, and she's definitely in the middle of panicking. So, all right, top of the round, the drone. I think the drone's going to go after the marshal because the marshal's the first one it sees. Let's see this attack roll. What wondrous things happen? Attack roll. Oh. Oh. Alright, Korik's dead now. Because damage was done, and I don't think there's anything that can be done on that front. Let me see. Maybe in close combat there was a. If you're attacked in close combat, you can choose to block the attack to avoid being hit. Blocking is a fast action. Rolls for a strike for each. I don't know. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say could not actually block that. Did not really have anything to block it with. I think if Korg had had a rifle, maybe, but no. All right. Now the drone is going to rush over and let's see what the attack roll is on. Capture for the hive. Attacks with its venom spiked tail. If the attack causes any damage, Xeno pulls its punch so only 1 point of damage is inflicted. The paralyzing venom takes effect. Victim must make a stamina roll. The number of successes rolled is the number of rounds they can stay up. Then they fall unconscious for 1 shift. The paralysis can be removed with a shot of adrenaline. Alright. Well, how is your stamina? No. All right. So that's combat, and that's another example of combat in um, Alien RPG. Yeah. So she's being dragged away to the hive. I'm going to ask, is Vic able to find out what's happening? To the rescue party. I'm going to put that as likely. There's probably some kind of camera that I don't have placed there. I was just putting cameras kind of randomly. That's kind of low. No. Alright, so he still thinks rescue's on its way when it's not. That is very unfortunate for him. At least, okay, I'm going to say that's initially. I'm going to say at a certain point he's going to be cycling through the cameras and realize they should have been here by now. Alright, I'm going to have Vic, roll a contact check to see if he can find anything to help him out here. He is stressed. He's very stressed. As he should be. Alright. I'm going to say with the one success, he is able to find out about the shuttle and he can open the door. Now, will he be able to pilot the shuttle? Based on raw agility, apparently yes, but he needs to be stealthy. So, he's going to have to be brave. And here we go. Let me check the stealth mode rules. It doesn't have a motion tracker, but... Alright. Oh, come on. He's keeping it together. 2 successes. Alright. Alright. I'm going to say that's one zone. And when he goes through this door, that was 2 zones. Alright, so I'm going to say this one xenomorph is still, like, somewhat aware of what's going, that there is at least one other person that it hasn't come across yet. So it is looking, the last place it looked. Did the xenomorph head directly through vents to the console room? I'm going to put that as probably very likely. Probably very likely headed that way. Oh. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It went straight there. And it is now looking around. And it is probably going to be looking... I'm going to say with the exceptional yes, then it is searching that place very methodically. So Vic, on his next mobility roll, I'm going to... I was supposed to roll an additional... let me roll 2 more of these. Roll 2 more. Give him a little bonus. Alright. So that is a total of 4 successes, it looks like. Let's see, with that many. Alright. 1 zone. And he comes across the body. Actually, coming across dead bodies, I'm going to say, because he's a kid, he needs to roll stress. Yeah. He is definitely very nervous, but I'm going to say, with all the successes he got, he is going to be able to move 1 more range band. And I think what I said before was he was able, like, there was like a door here somewhere. So he's now out in the open. Alright. I'm going gonna say he's far enough away, and with what we rolled for the Xenomorph, probably enough that it should be very difficult for him to... Uh-oh. More panic. He's starting to tremble. He's not doing too hot. Oh god, his Jolie's gonna be suffering at -2 until the panic stops. And he's gonna head this way. Alright. I'm gonna say he can make it on board the shuttle. They'd already unlocked it, but then they realized they couldn't leave with the doors, overhead doors, still locked in. Okay, so he's panicked. Hold on. I know there's a way to deal with stress. Okay, there is a way once per act in cinematic play and once per game session in campaign play. You can use a signature item. So signature item is the lunchbox covered in stickers. I think he is going to reduce his stress by 1 to also he's going to lose the panicked thing. He's going to basically just spend a little bit just opening up his lunchbox and eating a bologna sandwich to calm down. I think he can like seal up the ship in a way where he's pretty sure he can get he's fairly safe. At least he thinks so. Alright. His first step now is Comtech to see if he can figure out how to turn on the ship. However, I will say that does alert the Xenomorphs, and they are starting to move, because I'm guessing the ship powering up is creating a lot of noise. So... we always have that one Xenomorph that likes to chase. So this one has made it there, heard the noise, probably somewhat realized what was happening, and is making the way there. Alright, Vic has got the thing up and running. Now let's see. Can Vic pilot this ship? He's keeping it together, and he can. The ship starts to fire up. Vic, with his 1 health, oh boy, slowly takes control of the Star Cub shuttle and starts to fly. The Xenomorph is on. I'm gonna roll mobility and see if the Xenomorph can hold on to this ship. It can. Alright. Now the question is, can it get inside? I'm gonna have it roll a second mobility check just to see if it can get inside. Oh boy, it can. Alright. Vic is in the shuttle and he hears the sound of metal being ripped open, and there's like an emergency procedure that immediately like seals the hole, but it's too late and the alien is inside. And Vic, I'm guessing, probably sees it, and I'm going to say he's going to try to do a comm test check to see if he can. He cannot. I don't know how he's keeping it together, but he's keeping it together. As the Xenomorph and Vic go to initiative. 4, 5. Come on. Alright. Here we go. I do have a chance because I can dodge. Oh, what was that? What was that? Ready to kill. It's 3. Alright. Needs to make an opposed close combat roll against 10 base dice. No, I'm gonna have to push it. Push. Low? Oh, hold on. Maybe it's... Okay. Close combat. Try that again. Something broke there. Oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. Oh boy. Vic's not doing so hot. Oh boy. Alright. Could not break loose on Vic's turn. Drone's going for the head bite. Let's see if... Let me see. Strength of 9, which I guess already rolled for 2 successes. So 2 on top of 2, 4. Dodge. I'm gonna need 4 successes. That's 3. That's not enough. I'm gonna try to push. Nope. Well, that, Happy Halloween?